Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming out and being with us today. I'm Marcus Moore, Director of the city's Department of Transportation. We'd like to acknowledge and thank you for being here and some of our invited guests. We have Courtney Borderiskis from Buniscus from on behalf of the county. Marche Taylor of BGE, Exelon Company and her team. Up here we have Mr. Rob Savage, Alderman. We have Miss Karma O'Neill, Alderwoman, and also Chairman of our Transportation Committee. Mayor Buckley, and Mr. Dewan, Mr. Jeff Dewan, Patrick Dewan, CEO of RIDE. John Corrin of Bike Annapolis in Anne Arundel County, who will demonstrate how easy it is to put a bike on our front of our bus, our bike mounts. So I'd like to start out with a poem from Mr. Jefferson. He's our poet laureate. Jefferson, would you please come up?
Thank you, sir. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is Millie, of course. And I'm very pleased to meet you and be here on this beautiful spring day for this auspicious occasion. I wrote a special poem just for today, and it goes like this. First of all, we have to start out with everybody singing with me. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Round and round, the wheels on the bus go round and round, all around the town. Yes, the wheels on these buses go round and round, but the wheels on these buses are quite profound. These wheels spin around electrically, in an electrical circuit around the whole city. No smog, no snoot, no soot, no air pollution. It's an eco-friendly urban transit revolution. Purchased through the administration of the best of laws. Thank heavens they're not Teslas.
Thank you, Patrick, for your inspiring poem. A few years back, I was invited to join Mayor Buckley and a small delegation on a trip to the Netherlands. We took a look at how the Dutch deal with complex issues like resiliency and transportation. One of the biggest things we learned was that as a municipal leader, we need to think purposefully about prioritizing transportation opportunities for the public. We got to do a little bit of that when we rebuilt the Hillman Garage, which reopened to the public on time and under budget back in 2023. While Hillman was down, we implemented an alternative mobility plan with e-bikes, scooters, on-demand service through VIA, our 10-minute trolley, and the downtown Magenta shuttle. The public liked these options so much that and when funding was an alternative mobility plan ended with the garage reopened, we knew we wanted to maintain momentum on service initiatives. So in 2024, we reintroduced a city on-demand option called Go Time. To much success, we also have bird bike scooters. And if you haven't had a chance to ride one of these, please give them a try while they're here. We have a few for you to try out. But much of the credit of what we're introducing today belongs to our mayor, Gavin Buckley, and the City of Annapolis Council. I want to thank them for prioritizing sustainability and for helping us navigate funding with federal, state, and county partners and appropriating monies for from the city budget to replace our aging fleet with more sustainable options. These two BYD buses that you see here are 22-seaters. They're not only cleaner, quieter, they also operate with lower long-term costs, making the buses a win for the environment, our economy, and our community. We want to acknowledge BGE for their support in our e-transit initiatives and the necessary infrastructure to make it all run smoothly. These two vehicles represent a total investment of about $1.53 million, with funding from the Maryland Transit Administration, the Federal Transit Administration, Anne Arundel County, and the City of Annapolis. We thank all of our funding partners for this initiative. I'd like to also thank my Deputy Director, Kwaku Dua, for doing the heavy lift. Kwaku was very instrumental in helping us to apply for these grants. He ordered the buses, got everything operational for our transit riding public, as well as our superintendent, Mr. Jamar Parker, who was very instrumental in getting our bus operators and our maintenance staff training through the BGE program, the trainers that we have here today. To the public, you're going to love the experience of riding these new buses. We'll be demonstrating them after the presentation, so please stick around and step on board as we usher in a new era of clean, efficient, and modern public transportation in Annapolis. The future of transit is here. It's time to enjoy the ride. Next, we'd like to hear from our Transportation Committee Chairman, Alderwoman Karma O'Neill.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that everybody came out on this little bit windy day. I'm hoping that it's supposed to warm up by Saturday, so by Saturday we'll be able to get on the buses without so much wind. I know that Marcus and his team have been working diligently to bring electricity to the city, and I appreciate that. I know of our residents, we get resident complaints about exhaust from the diesel engines, things like that. So the city electric buses are going to be our wave of the future, and hopefully this will be just the beginning. So I appreciate you all coming out today, and let's ride.
Thank you, Alderman O'Neill. I'd like to bring up Mr. Patrick Dewan, CEO of BYD. Patrick, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day. What a fantastic day for Annapolis. I'm thrilled to be here as we join you in celebrating this milestone. A special thank you to Mayor Buckley, and then all the city councils and board and city staff who have made this possible. Your two new Ride K7M electric buses, they're not only ordinary vehicles, they represent the community's commitment to a cleaner and quieter Annapolis. And these buses were proudly built in our California factory with decades of experience and innovation. Our 550,000 square feet manufacturing facility in Lancaster, California, fills a space about size of 4 professional baseball stadiums, which employs over 500 workers. All our workers are part of the sheet metal workers union, also known as SMART. And our workforce is also supported by a unique community benefit agreement, which gives preference to people who have barriers to employment. And the skills they've learned on the job went into building these buses. So we're very proud of the opportunity providing these technology and new innovation. As many have mentioned, transportation is key to our environmental future. And by choosing electric, Annapolis is leading the way in reducing emissions and creating a healthier environment for our community. So thank you again for the opportunity to be part of this historic moment. And we're excited to see these buses getting on the street, starting to serve the residents and visitors in Annapolis. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. I'd like to call up Alderman Rob Savage for a few words, Alderman of Ward 7.
Thank you, Director. And yes, I've been chair of our Environmental Matters Committee for about almost 8 years now, and this is something we've talked about for a long time. So I really want to thank our partners that were able to make this happen. And we have Environmental Commission here today. We have local advocates, the mayor, but also most, I think importantly, I really want to thank the director more, because I really want to acknowledge his leadership on this. Again, it was something talked about for a long time, but he really got this across the finish line. And for me, it really hits home as far as why we need to do this. I've had my son abroad to compare cities, American cities, with European cities, and one of the interesting things is when he comes to the American cities. The other day we were taking a train and he got off New York City. He wanted to see the city. He came back and I said, "What did you think?" He said, "Well, it smells here. New York just smells because of all the exhaust." And I think these electric vehicles, as we really transform our system to an electric mobility system, will be cleaning the environment for all of us, cleaner air, quieter communities, and improved water quality, all kinds of benefits from electric transportation. So as we work on getting electric ferries, expanding our bike infrastructure, this is really just the beginning of a large effort that we have. So thank you all for coming, and really looking forward to taking a ride on the bus.
Thank you, Alderman Savage. I'd like to end up with our mayor, Mayor Gavin Buckley.
Well, first of all, I want to recognize one of the most progressive and forward-thinking county executives in Maryland, Mark Ulrich. If you could please stand up, please. He has been fearless in championing causes for the environment in his community. He has a great partner in our county executive. We have an amazing county executive, of course, Stuart Pittman, my blue brother. But today is a great day. I want to thank Marcus for his leadership here. Many people come to Maryland and come to Annapolis, and we host delegations from all over the world, and they come to America to learn all the things that we lead the way in. But this is something that we do not lead the way in. We have not invested in transportation. We have not invested in micromobility and the things that you see in these cities that actually keep people safer, make people live longer, make them healthier. And so that's important for the quality of life of the place that we live in. So I'm very proud to be part of a team in Maryland, from the governor on down to the county executive and all our amazing leaders in Maryland, that recognize that we're supposed to do something for the next generation, that we're supposed to lead, that we're supposed to solve problems, that we are supposed to make our communities resilient. And this is how you become resilient. You start to move away from single-use vehicles. You start to recognize that you can walk a quarter of a mile to a meeting. You can get on your bike, but of course, we have to make it safe for you to get on your bike. I love it that the 3 bikes fit on the front of either of these buses. This is going to be part of our AMP plan, our Annapolis Alternative Mobility Plan. And the general idea of that plan is that when a person comes into Annapolis, a visitor comes into Annapolis, they can park their car, their fossil fuel burning car, and they can get on a mobility option that doesn't directly burn any fossil fuel. So they could get on a bird scooter. They could get on a 10-minute trolley and go to Maryland Ave, or get on it in Eastport and go to the shopping precinct on 4th Street. They could get on the circulator when we get the circulator, the electric version in that, or we'll be using some of these for the circulators to substitute some of those rides. And then that circulator could take you down to the waterfront. And on the waterfront, you could get onto an electric ferry. I know that there's a pause on our grant that we pulled down from the federal government on that. And the county has a pause on the grant that they pulled down for a connecting ferry between Annapolis, Kent Island, and Baltimore. But we believe it's a pause. We know that this has been voted on. An act of Congress needs to happen for that money to be reversed. So we are still banking on that money coming through to the city, because wouldn't it be great to just get on an electric ferry, get dropped off at the waterfront, get dropped off in Eastport, maybe you've got your bike and you've rolled onto that ferry, and then you can ride out to the Maritime Museum and enjoy that part of the city on your bike, or fossil-free, without burning any fossil fuel. So I'm so excited that we are leading the way here in the state capitol with initiatives like this. It takes a village. This is an amazing city with amazing residents here who care about their kids. I know you're all here because you care about what we leave our children. I'm very proud to have been able to start this thing going here. I want to point out one other electric thing, sorry, before I get off the microphone. This three-wheel bike here is electric. And the reason the city invested in that is because some of our senior population think that biking is not relevant to them. But we're going to start this spring to train people to use that bike. And as our bike lanes come out and as those safe corridors are created, it'll be an option for some of our seniors to get around. That's also not only our three-wheel bike model, William Rowell, he's our model on the side of the bus here. For our Go Time, if any of you haven't used an on-demand system, the Go Time thing is an amazing thing, and it's a way that we are reducing costs and making it accessible, because we have to realize the importance of public transport and investing in public transport. So thank you everybody for being here today. We really appreciate all you do for us. Thank you.
Before we go to a ribbon cutting, I'd like to recognize two past directors that are in the audience. Jim started Annapolis Transit back in 1978. Jim, are you here still? There he is. 1978 to 1986. Also was one of the founding fathers of our TAM, which is Transportation Association of Maryland, which helps us to bring down grants for other transit operations throughout the city, throughout the state. And Mr. Rick Gordon, I see over there in the corner, who is a director from 2015 to 2022. Nice seeing you guys. Yes. Now we're going to go over and do a ribbon cutting of our new bus.